who was the last great governor of California? And what can you learn from them if you win about how to do the job well?
Edmund G. Brown.
Pat Brown.
Pat Brown.
Pat Brown.
Yeah, so he was governor. He was governor. He was governor when in the 60s, right?
I was around.
Was it 50s? Yeah.
One of the greatest infrastructure governors. Look, Ronald Reagan, great governor, stoic, a Democrat, became a Republican.
There hasn't been a great governor in California in over 50 years? Is that what you're saying?
Well, look, I'll tell you this. Steve and I should not be doing this, so that tells you there's no succession in the state. So Schwarzenegger, Jerry Brown, nor Newsom have provided any succession, because guess what? Hilton and I should not be doing this.
Right. You're outsiders who are doing it because you don't see political leadership. But you're saying he was a great governor, but no one since then. What was he great at that you would emulate?
Infrastructure, innovation, innovation. Yeah, of course we agree. It's unequivocal. We can't dispute this. And look, we've got this great state that if we embrace blockchain and crypto, because, all blockchain is crypto, but not all crypto is blockchain. And there's so many great things. Our state is being run analog. It makes no sense. I've been in cities, counties, and in the state, and we are running analog when we should be running digital. Okay, I don't know where this EDD COVID fraud money is. This $30 billion. I don't know where this $20 billion of homeless money is.
Steve Hilton, who was the last great governor of California?
I think that many of them. Arnold's a friend of mine, and I love Arnold. And
Was he a great governor?
I think he was a great governor. He brought incredible energy and dynamism to the job and represented California in a fantastic way.
Because you learned here in the 60s.
Look, I'm just going to give you I'm afraid, a very frustrating answer, which is that I think that Arnold was great for that, the quality that he brought to it. Pete Wilson I wasn't here, but I know Pete Wilson, and he's taught me a lot already about how I would
on business only, but not compassion and warmth for people.
But whatever. I'm just saying he's giving me already very useful advice on dealing with the legislature. I think he was great. But that Reagan had an amazing optimism, which I loved. Pat Brown, I think when I was on your show before, Mark, I said Pat Brown because I love he had that great can-do spirit. We built amazing things, the freeways and the UC system and the state water project, incredible things. I think we want to get back to that in California, leading on, being the best place in the world.
And you do have to say Jerry Brown too, not Moonbeam Jerry Brown too. Look, balanced.
I disagree with you. I think that, funnily enough, there's a great book called The Browns of California, from which I learned a lot. And funnily enough, what I really learned there was I kind of liked some of I don't know about his rank, I wasn't here, but the philosophical approaches of Jerry Brown one, particularly on the decentralization of power, local government, and so on. Yeah. I thought it's interesting, actually. I don't know. Look, if you look at the numbers, he's certainly better than Newsom. You hear that from a lot of Republicans. Wow, Newsom's so bad, we could just go back to Jerry Brown. We'd take it.
Let's finish by talking about what we've just done here. This is a pretty substantive conversation. Right? Do you guys get I don't know if you agree or not. From your poker faces, I can't tell.
Oh, no, there's no poker faces. No, this is what should happen.
Mark. Right. So do you have opportunities to do this in the course of running for governor, or is this an aberration?
You mean with another Democrat? This is the first time. Do you mean with the Democrat?
Well, just in general, being able to have conversations on television or in person that allow you to reach voters to say, here's what I'd be like as governor.
We're going to tell your audience this, and this is shocking when I tell my friends. I talk to Steve Hilton more than any other candidate.
Yeah,
he and I speak. We have open lines of communication. We speak maybe once a week or sometimes twice in a week, but a couple times during the month. We share thoughts because we care about California. We truly care about California, the two of us.
By the way, can I just add to that, Steve? There's another outsider candidate, Ethan Agrawal, coming from the Bay Area, who's a great guy, who I have, Democrat, who I have great conversations with. And I think that, I really do have conversations like this all the time when we're doing our events, up and down the state. It is always very substantive. And I do my kind of, here's what I'm fighting for, working people, small business, the next generation, all of that stuff, do my thing. And then you get into the questions, which is the part that I love from all of these meetings. We're doing, 10 or so every week, pretty much, all up and down the state. And every single time, the questions are always on these direct, substantive, policy-based things. And I love that because it shows you that people really do care about exactly the kind of conversation.
That's what the people ask you about. What do political reporters in California ask you about?
Oh, can you win? What do you think of Katie Porter's meltdown? How can you win as a Republican? I mean, look, so far that's going well. I mean, and to the extent the polls mean anything right now, the last 2 polls that have come out, I'm actually leading ahead of all the Democrats. So I think there's a mood for change in California that I think will get stronger and stronger through the year.
Which poll have you even? You and I read polls all the time. We have friends that are in this business. Have you seen one poll in the last 10 years or 8 years or 6 years that has been right?
Well, I mean, I think the ones where I'm leading are definitely right.
I'll tell you what I'm going to look at right now. Go to the betting polls. Yeah. Go to the betting polls.
You both hope, and I assume think, that an outsider will be elected governor of California. Yes. Not not a career politician, right?
We both hope that for the state, because you know what? Steve and I agree on one thing. We care about the state so much. We want our children to survive and thrive here. We want everyone to do well. We know it's broken. Everyone acknowledges it's broken, but what's everyone going to do about it?
We've had insiders, with the exception of Schwarzenegger. We've had career politicians and insiders elected to this office. What makes you believe, because neither of you, I believe, is an action movie hero, what leads you to believe that the mood in California is for an outsider?
No, I'm Iron Man. That's bull.
Yeah.
That's baloney. No, I'm Iron Man.
What do you look at? What do you look at?
I'm Iron Man.
What do you look at to say that besides Schwarzenegger's exception, you will be the exception? One of you will be the exception.
Well, I think the answer to that question is that there's a very clear majority for change in California. You look at that basic number that experts like yourself look at, which is this a change election? Are we going to get a change of direction? Right track, wrong track. That's been very, very strongly negative for the Democrats in the last couple of years. 60% or above saying the state's going in the wrong direction. Now, when you've had 15 years now of one-party rule where the Democrat machine has controlled everything, I think by definition, that means people are looking for something else, something different from the control of the party machine, the Democrat Party machine.
Steve, you've been doing this a long time, and so have I. Okay? And yes, that's what people are saying. They do want change, but will they vote for it? Will they vote for it? And if you look at the data analytics of the state, just looking at the state, we got 5.6 million approximate Republicans, 10.387 Democrats, and 6.3 million independents.
That's registration. That's not voting.
That's correct. And let's just assume 50% vote of that. Okay, let's just do the math. The math doesn't work for a Republican, with all due respect to the party, with all due respect. So do you want the most conservative Democrat running the state? And I think for your pocketbook, you would agree. So I appreciate your vote.
Stephen, who would win if it were Eric Swalwell against Steve Hilton in a general election? Who would win?
Where'd that question come from?
Huh?
Where'd that question come from?
I'm just trying to test your premise. You seem to think you just seem to think no Republican could win in a general election. I'm just wondering whether there's any matchup where you think your friend Steve Hilton could win.
With all due respect, no.
No. Steve Hilton?
No, with all due respect. And you just asked me the question, Swalwell versus Steve Hilton?
Yeah.
I think it's 60-40 Swalwell.
60-40.
No way.
And by the way, if it's Padilla, it's 70-30 Padilla.
Steve Hilton, give me 1 minute on why you think a Republican could win in what has become an extremely blue state.
Because everyone can see it's time for change. Change means a Republican. My question in response to that is, well, how can, with the record that we've got here, which is, as we've been through, I'm going to repeat it, the worst outcomes on everything that matters anywhere in America.
Steve,
hang on. How can a Democrat?
I'm going to call the Tooth Fairy right now because I have her number, and I'm going to put something under my bed, a little note. Maybe let's wait for 11/11 right now. We'll manifest something. I don't know if you believe in this shit, but I look at data and analytics. But
with their record, my question is, how can a Democrat win? Does the Democratic Party, on the basis of its record, deserve another 4 years of one-party rule in California? Obviously not. And so by the time we get to next November, I think that will be clear. People will see what they're getting from me is a non-ideological, positive, practical, common sense thing.
Who can't pronounce water properly.
Hang on a second. The simple basis of my campaign, $3 gas.
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Hold on.
Not enough to let me speak.
Your pan.
Stephen, hold on one second.
Okay,
Go ahead, Steve. Go ahead, Steve.
The simple promises that I can, show you how I'm going to get it done. $3 gas, cut your electric bills in half, a home you can afford, make California golden again. Those are the things that I think are going to bring people together. They're not divisive. They're not ideological. They're just practical things. That's what people are desperate for in California. And I'm very confident that they will vote for change next. That's why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it for fun. I'm doing it because
I'm not
I know
either.
that
We're doing it for the same reasons you and I.
But I'm very confident that people will vote for change next year. And the question is, can a Democrat possibly be the change in California after all these years of one-party rule?
A very conservative Democrat, yes.
I think the answer is no. It has to be,
gentlemen,
it has to be a different party. And that's not just about the change. It's also about balance. And that's an argument that I think works. I've seen, even Democrats agree. It's not healthy to have one-party rule for so long. And so just injecting a bit of balance into the system. The Democrats will still control the legislature. They'll still run the big cities and the big counties. We're just saying it's time for change and time for balance. I think that argument will prevail next November.
Yeah,
I'll send you the 2/3 number, okay?
Gentlemen, I love having you on because I think it's so important for people in my business not to do what so many California reporters do, which is say you guys can't win. I believe you both are in it for the right reasons. I believe you both care a lot about the state. I believe you both have thought a lot about what kind of leadership the state needs. And I think it's vitally important that people like you get a platform to talk about your vision for the state and not just be written off. So I'm proud of my folks for putting this together and for giving you an opportunity. And I'm very, very eager to see how you do going forward. Now, with not much time left between now and the June primary, both of you have a lot of work to do, but this is, as I said, an extremely wide open field. And there are lots of people either running or thinking about running who haven't thought nearly as much as you two have about what it will take to lead the state. So I'm grateful to you for that. And the people of California should be grateful too. And the political reporters of California should stop leaving you out of stories talking about who can win this race. Sometimes you got to ask yourself, are you being lied to? They tell you that you max out on your 401k and on your IRA and then make you beg for permission to use your own money. It's time to get the full truth and discover a better way to grow and protect your money. Bank on Yourself is the proven retirement plan that's an alternative to banks and Wall Street, and they desperately don't want you to ever hear about it. It gives you guaranteed growth and tax-free retirement income. Your plan stays protected even when the markets dip. You're in control with access to your money anytime for emergencies or opportunities that come along without any penalties or restrictions. And even when you use your fund, your money keeps growing like you never touched it. Plus, with built-in inflation protection, your savings grow by a larger dollar amount every year. It's real financial security and peace of mind with a retirement plan that works for you. Right now, you can get a free report that reveals how you can bank on yourself and enjoy tax-free retirement income, guaranteed growth, and control of your own money. Just go to bankonyourself.com/Mark and get your free report. Again, that's bankonyourself.com/Mark, bankonyourself.com/Mark.